Alright, what's up Shuffle Babies? It's Kentobaby. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys the Groove is King choreography. It's going to be 6 8 counts, and then the last 2 8 counts is pretty much a freestyle portion, but where you can be creative and do whatever you want. Just want to say thank you guys so much for being here, and I cannot wait to teach this one right now. So here we go. Let's get started. So the first 8 count, it's gonna look like this facing the back, alright? So the first portion is gonna look like this. We're gonna go 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You come back here, okay? Step 1, okay? And you pick up both feet, and 2, like so. 1 and 2, right? Step 8, 1 and 2. And then you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. All right. So the areas that you want to focus on is the 1 and 2 and. Yeah. On and you come back to this universal transition point position to transition into the left running man. So we're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we come back to this position here. All right. So breaking it down one more time. Stomp 1, lift 2, and stomp 3 and 4 and. Yeah. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice. So keep rewatching that over and over again until you get that, right? I'm gonna do that to speed, facing the back, facing the front first. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. Facing the front, it's gonna look like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Nice. All right. Moving on. After that, we're in this position here, right? We drag it into this position here. We're gonna hit 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pretty nice, huh? So we're in this position here, facing to the right. We're gonna go 5 and 6, spread out, and 7 and 8. Close it in. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Yeah? We're facing to the right. We go 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Close. So essentially you want to use the first two, the 5 and 6 and. The 5 and, okay, you want to be on the balls of your foot going 5 and, spreading out, and then 6 and. You want to be on the heel and the toes of your foot. Okay? Toe, heel, toe. Yeah? So we're facing to the right, and we're going to go toe, heel, toe. Toe, use the heel, use the toe. Okay? So we're doing this situation on the balls of our foot, on our toes. And then there's this one, where we're switching between our heels and toes. Alternate between the two sides. Heel and toe, right? And we have both on the toe. I guess it's kind of up to you, whatever feels comfortable. All you have to do is make sure you're facing to the right and you hit 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Open on 5 and 6 and close on 7 and 8. And close the book on 8. That's pretty much it for that part. Let's put the two together, all right? So we're gonna go 5, 6, 7, step 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Woo! All right, rewatch that part if you haven't gotten it down yet. Keep practicing. Believe in yourself. 7 and 8. Close 8. Now we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It's the sequence here that looks like this. It's very simple. All right. It's like a T-step rebound situation, right? We're gonna go here facing to the left, right? What's gonna happen is you're gonna hit this with your heel, and as you do that at the same time, you're gonna pivot your foot, and that's it. You're not gonna pivot and, it's just pivot, and that's it, right? So it's a pivot, step, pivot, step, pivot, step, pivot, step. Do that with me, all right? Facing to the left, hitting with the left. Pivot, step, pivot, step, pivot, step, pivot, step. All right? Essentially, with this foot, okay, without, essentially with this foot, you're gonna hit on your heel, rebound, step. Heel, rebound, step. Okay, and you're gonna do that 2 times, right? We're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. All right. So after that, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Take a step. Take a step with 5, 6, 7. You're just switching. 6, 7, like that. 6, 7, and we're gonna get lower and lower with it, right? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? From the top, real slow. All together. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Good. Moving on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step. Switch. Switch. Get lower. And then on 8, we spin. Over our right shoulder. Over our right shoulder clockwise, yeah? All right. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spin. 1. All right. Whew. All right. How are we feeling, guys? How are we feeling? Whew. All right. So next, all right, we were here. Right. 7. Spin. 8. 1. You're gonna step with your right foot pointing to the right. This is 1. We're gonna go 1 and 2. Do that with me. Step right and 2. On the and then the 2, we're gonna pivot our foot, right? We step 1, toe pointing to the right, and pointing to the left, and then 2, pointing to the right. So it does this situation where it pivots. 1 and 2, yeah? 1 and 2, yeah? 1 and 2. So we're here. 8, 1 and 2. Feel me? Let's do that one more time, facing the back. We're here. 7, spin 8, 1 and 2. Okay, and 3. Okay, so we went 1 and 2 and 3. And 3, we're still gonna pivot our right foot. It's gonna be doing this constantly, yeah? So we're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3. And lift that left, 4 and 5. Woo! This is my favorite part, right? Because we're gonna go step, step, hip. Yeah? 4 and 5. Yeah? Step with your heel, heel, turn. Yeah? Heel, heel, turn. Yeah? So we went 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Nice. Real slow, okay? From the top, we're gonna go step right and 2 and hit it with our toe. Heel, heel, turn. And then flat foot, basically. All right, so that transition real quick. 1 and 2 and 3. 3, foot pointing to the right. This one pointing to the left. We're in this 3, toe position, yeah? 3, 4, step with our left foot, and step with our right foot on our heel, turn 5, okay? When you hear the song, you'll hear the musicality of what moment I'm hitting, all right? So really fast, okay? In that part. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Woo! Rewatch that part over and over again if you haven't gotten it down. Otherwise, we're gonna move on, all right? We're gonna move on. 4 and 5. We're gonna hit hold and 6, okay? Hold and 5 and 6, hold and 6, right? 4 and 5 and 6. Do nothing and 6, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and, right? We're gonna go and 7 and 8 and. All right, this is like a crisscross variation on N7 and 8N. We're gonna open and on 7 we cross 7 and 8, and we're gonna slowly open up that crisscross. And 8, and like so. So it's gonna go and 7 and 8 and yeah. So 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and yeah. Hold and 6, hit and 7 and 8 and right. So facing the back. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and nice. Moving on. Another crisscross. We're gonna go 1 and okay. 1 and in this part we could be facing a little diagonal, we could be facing the front. That's all up to you. All right. We're gonna go 1 and with our left crisscross, yeah. So we went 7 and 7 and 8 and with the right leg crossing over to left, right? Then we're gonna do the opposite, left crossing to right for 1 and, okay? So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and. Beautiful. All right, up until there, let's do it all together, right? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, step 8, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, spin, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and. Woo! Beautiful. Good job, everybody. Good job, guys. Okay, now we're gonna finish off the fourth 8 count. Okay, this first half of a choreography, as you might know, is the tricky parts, the more complex, more footwork, a lot of footwork. Yeah, very mixing a bunch of styles. We're gonna go into that fourth 8 count. Okay, so we went 1 and with the crisscross with our left over to right, and then 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Okay, we're gonna go all the way there. We're gonna go 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and. Ooh. One more time, yeah? It's a lot of footwork. Here we go. So we crisscross left. 1 and 2. Okay, when we come into this position, 2, you have your left foot flat, right foot on the toe. 2, and we're gonna pivot to face this direction, lift that right into the air, yeah? 2 and, yeah? So we went 1 and 2 and, okay? 1 and 2 and, good. So we went kick left, 3, switch and, step over 4. Okay, so we went 1 and 2 and kick, switch, step over. Okay, so we went 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we're gonna keep going and pivot that foot. This is 4 and pivot again, bring that foot in. 5, bring it out and 6 and 7 and bring it into this 90-degree position. All right, I'm gonna face the front just so you can see kind of like what angles we're hitting, what you can see here, right? So we're starting with the left crisscross, left over to right. 1 and 2 and 3, switch, 4 and, yeah, 5 and 6 and 7 and. Good. One more time from the front, a little faster. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and. Beautiful. And we go da 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 with our hands. Da da da. Also one of my favorite parts of this choreo. Da da da. Okay, and then we go 1 and 2. Da da da, 1 and 2. Da da da, 1 and 2. Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that fourth 8 count really quick. Really slow. We're gonna go 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and. Little tricky, y'all. I would highly advise you to rewatch that section, just that section, over and over and over. Pay attention to my foot on the ground. Pay attention to the foot in the air. Pay attention to what leg I'm bringing in when I'm facing the front, what leg I'm bringing out, which way is my foot pointing, that kind of thing. Focus on that. If you're able to identify what is happening to that pivoting foot, what is happening to that foot in the air, if you can identify that, you will become a much better dancer, someone who can pick up choreo a lot quicker, and that's something I want you to challenge yourself to try and pick up on, okay? So I'm going to do that really fast, okay, to tempo, and then we're going to move on. We're going to put everything together. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and a dun dun dun. Face in the front. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and a boom boom boom. Nice. All right, let's put it all together from the top. Are you ready? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, step 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and done. 1 and 2. Nice. Woo! That's a tough one. One of the hardest choreos I've ever created in my life. But I love it. I love it. It's challenging in the sense that it's got a lot of elements to it, right? You're not always grounded. You're kind of in the air sometimes. Kind of want to stay bouncy, but sometimes you want to stay grounded. There are parts where you're pivoting your foot 1 and 2 and there are parts where you're pivoting your foot only 1, 2. You know, there's a lot of different elements to it. Go ahead and take your time to do that over and over again. Otherwise, let's move on. Good job, everyone. Good job. Here we go. Moving on. All right, we went da 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 1 and 2. Running man 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's it. And the rest of the choreography is just freestyle. There's a moment where it goes, do whatever you like. Finish off the choreography however way you feel, however way you interpret the song, right? Do what makes you feel good. Don't impress others. Dance to express, right, from you. Be you. That is your power, right? You are you, and that is your power. Don't let anyone take that away from you. All right? So we're going to go ahead and do it from the top, and then I want to see you guys freestyle that last 2 8 counts. And make sure, if you create a cover on Instagram, make sure to tag me, all right? Make sure to tag me not only in the comments or in the caption, but tag me in the video itself so I can see your post as well as repost your post when the time comes. So, all right, let's go from the top one last time, all right, with counts and then with music. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, step 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, spin 8. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and a dum dum dum. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's go one last time with the counts. All right, with tempo, and then we'll do it one last time with the music. Here we go. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, step 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Freestyle the rest. Woo! All right, let's do it with music. Here we go.